All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we got out here in the Blade boot camp. We have the Scar Blades Crusader. I'm really pumped to test this baby and thrash on it today. I'll give you the basic specs and we're going to jump on into this review. The overall length from tip to tip is 11 inches. You have an actual cutting edge blade length of 5 inches. Even, you got a blade thickness of 3/16 with a saber or flat grind. Really nice, razor sharp out of the box. I mean, this thing is stupid sharp. Got a great tip on there. You can see there, I know it's gonna penetrate well, but still durable enough that we're gonna be able to do some prying. You've got full tank construction, micarta handles, made out of 1095 high carbon steel. Rockwell hardness on the edge and lower part of the blade is 58. And then they say that they don't Rockwell hardness the top of the spine and the handle as much so that it's a little more durable and you can do some more prying and there's less likelihood of bending or breaking of the knife itself, which is interesting. Never heard that before. We're going to see how it performs out here today. Nice big finger choil, thumb ramp, really nice jimping. That's very comfortable and feels really good in your hand. Lanyard hole, obviously, as you can see. These micarta scales are bolted in, got a nice coating on there. Just really dig that. Made in the USA. And then the sheath is awesome. You have this nice Kydex sheath. All of Scar Blades come with these nice Kydex sheaths. Really good quality. Click into place well. Got this belt clip back here that fits any normal size belt with a flathead screwdriver so you can rotate it and apply it all sorts of different ways. The weight on this baby is 10.6 ounces. And then with the sheath itself, you can see there it clicks in really nice into place. Really good. The weight with the sheath is 15 ounces, so 10.6 with the blade itself, and then with the sheath, the whole package is 15 ounces, just short of a pound. So the Scar Blades Crusader, let's go kick the crap out of it. So as I'm using this knife here, you can see how well it's carving through this dried out pine. It's doing an awesome job. I love that. That finger choil is amazing. Feels really good in my finger. Nice and large, and it's not going up against my finger and cutting myself. So that's really nice. I can get really good control on it. So both my fingers are in there like that, locked in, good to go. Where my thumb is resting is up in front of this little hump and the jimping right there on the inside. I don't really know why they designed the knife this way. I don't know if that was more aesthetic or what. This bump, I was a little nervous maybe it might get in the way. It does not. It does not feel good if you try and hold it like this, and I think that might be what they were trying to do with this Scar Blades. It doesn't really feel very comfortable. It really hurts my thumb, because all the pressure is going on that forefront of my thumb like that, and it just isn't very comfortable. But if I just scoot it up right there like I normally would on any other knife with a finger choil, works just fine, feels great in my hand actually. Very, very comfortable as I use the knife, like that. And then if I scoot back here, not even using the finger choil, still getting really good control over this knife. And man, this is just destroying this piece of wood. I could definitely get feather sticks going, or just carving, making a spear, whatever, regardless if I'm using the finger choil or not. And man, I have so much control with that finger choil. I love that. And that hump does not get in the way again. Just rests right there on the back of your thumb. Cups it into place really good. Totally digging it. Well, I gotta say, as I'm using this Scar Blades Crusader, this knife is great at batoning. Very easy for it to do. You know, it can span anything. You know, a BK2 could do, a BK10. Has that 3/16 of an inch thick spine. Nice saber grind. I mean, it's just batoning through stuff really well. It's just a good splitter. I just like using it. Look at that, man. Just right through stuff. Right through that knot. Nice. This thing is a great 5-inch batoner. It's going to do anything basically another 3/16 of an inch thick spine knife could do. This guy's going to be able to do. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever seen a knife that weighs 10 ounces and that's technically this small plow through. I mean, look at that. That's like 2-inch. That's 2-inch wood right there, pine. I mean, that's not easy pickings for chopping wood. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, man. Man, well, I gotta tell you guys, after chopping a bunch with this Scar Blades Crusader, this is the best 10-ounce chopper I've ever seen. This saber grind just plows through dried pine. I mean, with ease. I'm not even really working that hard at all. Just slams right through it and will chop amazingly well. Chops as well as my Rat 7 for sure, and I'd say almost as good as a BK2, and it's a 5-inch blade. This is a powerhouse for chopping. It can definitely be your designated chopper if you need it to be in such a small, light package. I'm very impressed with the Crusader when it comes to chopping. Well, as you can see, as I'm stabbing with this Crusader, it stabs and penetrates really well. You're getting at least an inch worth of penetration when you're stabbing. And with just the finger choil and the thumb ramp, if I'm holding it in that reverse, you know, kind of fighting style grip, and I stab, my hand isn't wanting to come down because of how big that guard is, as well as the thumb ramp work in unison together. It just stabs and penetrates really well. So if you are looking for more of a military tactical, out on patrol, overseas, the Crusader would be awesome for stabbing, penetrating, and using in a tactical format. It's going to do a great job for you, penetrate well, and still give you that utility slicing capability that some other knives maybe wouldn't give you. So the Crusader is an awesome, I would say, stabbing, thrusting type of knife. Really rocks. So as I use this Crusader here, this feels very comfortable, if you're just sitting around a campsite and you're just kind of whittling, doing some carving, that type of stuff, not using it up against a piece of wood, which is going to give you the most amount of traction and control, like we just saw, when you're pushing it up against a stump or a fallen tree. But this is very comfortable, very easy to do, and even I'm really surprised when I use this thumb ramp back here and I just carve, because it's more of a gradual thumb ramp and it's really wide, you can see there, really wide with the thumb ramp and very gradual. in its climb. I can go back here. Most thumb ramps like this I do not like. You know that if you've been watching this channel, like the BK10 and BK7. I don't care for those thumb ramps, particularly if I'm doing what you see me doing here, kind of doing this whittling carving. But I can do this all day long because of how wide the thumb ramp is and how gradual the climb. And that jimping is really nice on there too. And I mean, I can do this and work with this knife all day long. It's not cramping my thumb like some of the other knives that we've tested before and used. This does not bother me in the least. And then if I go to that reverse grip, you know, that I like to do, the chest pull, very comfortable. I can get my finger right up here. I put my index finger in that little kind of groove that they built. Then put the back guard right here into my palm. And I have very good control. Very easy to use. Really like it. It's awesome. All right, so just want to show you this Crusader in action. Man, check that out. Going right through 1 ton rated paracord, so this is a lot thicker, more heavy duty than just normal 550 paracord. I'm barely even putting any pressure on that, and I'm just going right through that blade. Right through that cord. Very easy for me to do, hardly any pressure on it. So it's retaining its edge well. This is after all the other tests you've seen, chopping, batoning, all that stuff. That blade, woo, it's holding up really, really well. Really like it. That is a slicer and can get, slice you out of your Humvee if your Humvee rolls over and, you got to cut through your seatbelt, if you got to cut off some webbing, you're trapped because your gears trapped you or whatever. This will definitely go through man-made materials very easily. Just good blade geometry to slice through those man-made materials. Well, as we wrap up this review, I just want to show you an added bonus that you can also get from the Scar Blades website. They also make a little hook loop design that comes with a little fire steel right here that you can attach to, as far as I know, any of their blades. You can get them to fit onto their Kydex sheaths. I believe they're about $20 more extra, but you can get these. They just screw in, hold your little fire steel really nice into place. This is the fire steel that came with it from Scar Blades. You just pull it out. Holds a really good retention in there. It's just kind of a loop over design, so I'm sure as long as you got the right width, you could get a different type of fire steel when this one wore out, or whatever, or you could just heat it up slightly and mold it to if you have a different type of fire steel you really like using or whatever. But that's just a nice little added feature that they give you that for a couple, $20 more, you can get a hook loop with an extra fire steel. Totally worth it in my opinion. I think that's just cool, added little bonus there. Then I wanted to briefly just kind of talk about the coating before we kind of wrap it up. The coating that I have on this particular model is their gun coat. And after talking with one of the guys over there, Casey, he and I were just kind of talking a little bit. He kind of described it, and from what I can tell from the website and from him talking to me, it's basically a type of coating that they kind of infuse to the steel. It's definitely not a spray-on, bogus coating that maybe like a cold steel would put on there or something. It's kind of infused with the steel, and it's supposed to hold up a lot better. And I can see there from the batoning and chopping and everything else that we're doing, there's barely any scuffing. I don't see the steel underneath. That's just kind of some scuffing, so it didn't come right off or anything like that. And it's just supposed to be an added protection. You can get it for an extra $10 on their website. That you can go there, and if you want the gun coat versus just their normal coat is amazing as well. It holds up much better than most other knife companies that we know of, particularly like Ontario Knife Company or K-Bar. The normal Scar Blades coating holds up better than those companies. And if you want to upgrade even a little bit more, I believe this will last you a lifetime with with very minimal scuffing off of the blade. So in conclusion, the Scar Blades Crusader, guys, I got to tell you, overall, I am totally digging this knife. There's really nothing that I can find on this blade to complain about at all. From the fit and feel, the finish, the jimping, the jimping along the back, how it just is molded really nicely, feels very comfortable in my hand, fits my large size gloves really well. The slicing capability, the chopping was insane. That was just me grabbing the knife and starting to chop and filming it. I was really blown away and shocked at the weight of 10 ounces to what it can do. I mean, it chops better than my BK10 Crewman for sure. So I totally dig this knife, as well as the feathering and the stabbing. I mean, this would be a great either wilderness survival knife or a tactical blade. Either way, any way you slice it, there's nothing really that I can complain about. And I would say that Scar blades can definitely give, you know, Tops, SE, Ontario Rat, you know, all those companies a run for their money. And I would say it's definitely the same quality as any SE knife or Tops knives for sure. You know, it's going to do a great job. And it's just a level of quality that it's kind of hard to find. And for the price point, you know, usually you can get these blades for right around 100 to 120, 130 bucks. This Crusader online, just depending on where you go. And then if you want to get it from the website, Scar blades with the gun coat, because I believe that's the only place you can get the actual gun coating. You know, you're going to be looking at probably around 150, I think, if I remember correctly. But you can just check out Scar blades, guys. I love them. They're great knives. I enjoy testing them out. You know, they're a newer company, and I like to show you guys out there new stuff that maybe we don't really know about, and for the price point, you really can't go wrong. So thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully this has helped you out. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.